Well, if you love The Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock, and all things eerie, there's a new book by a Michigan author that will check all of those boxes. Inspired in part by truth, this collection of short stories is set along the haunting backdrop of the Upper Peninsula. It's called Voices Carry Here, supernatural stories of ghosts, mystery, and suspense by author Gail Galata. She's an English teacher, a journalist, and an author, joining us via Zoom to share more. Good morning, Gail.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Talk to us about this book, about your inspiration and what this is all about.
Well, first I can briefly tell you that it is a collection of 10 short stories that all deal with, as the title says, mystery, suspense, and some touches of supernatural. And it is a book that I hope makes people feel wonderfully uneasy, uncomfortable, and perhaps turning around and looking over their shoulder once in a while after they've read them.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so, and you say it's loosely inspired by truth. Take us down that road and talk to us a little bit about where these stories are coming from.
Okay, well, that is a rocky path. I'm not going to go into all of it here. I don't want people to think I'm terribly weird. But yes, there are some experiences that I've had that have been the basis or the inspiration for these stories. And the most authors will tell you that they have a vivid imagination, and certainly I've expanded a lot on what has happened to me. But I think that everyone has at one time or another questioned what's reality, what's fantasy. And even as a child, I had some experiences, saw things, heard things that stayed with me. And as I got older, they seemed to reappear and hang out like my stories, I think, do in people's minds. Certainly, Michigan is a great setting for these types of stories. You have water and woods and secrets that are held. But my characters are very ordinary people, and I think that's how most people can relate to these. So I hope that when they do read them, they can envision themselves people they know in situations that suddenly turn dark, mysterious. Yes.
I love that. I love that. Relatable characters and obviously a setting we can all relate to. Is this are all these stories set in the Upper Peninsula?
Most of them are. I am originally from Chicago. That's where I was raised. But that was also on Lake Michigan. So Lake Michigan certainly plays into it. Also Lake Superior in one of the stories. The characters that I have created are real to me. And some of them aren't real, or they were, as well as embellished for telling the story. I have ordinary situations. Who would think perhaps that three men having coffee in a diner every Monday would suddenly lead to one of them having premonitions that come true in an unusual way? And what also I think characterizes my stories is that the main characters in these stories, which by the way are all very, very different, all have a weakness or a problem, that a situation that arises, a circumstance they find themselves in, brings that out and hopefully resolves it for them in one way or another. But I don't want people to think that the stories are horror. I don't write horror. These are stories that just make you a little uncomfortable, uneasy, make you think, as I said. And in addition to that, the characters that I create, I think, will stay with you. They are quite real and sometimes likable, I hope. And there isn't anything in here that I think a young person couldn't read either. Okay. So it covers the whole spectrum of readers.
I love that. I love that. Kind of reminiscent of scary stories to tell in the dark a little bit. So
exactly
yeah.
What we used to do around the campfire, sleepovers, and tell these stories, but they do have an edge. I have, because I try to make them as real as possible, and some of them are very real, things that have happened to me, for example. But real people laugh, even in a supernatural story. They fall in love, so there's romance and humor. And so that is certainly a great part of the heart of this story.
Wonderful. Sounds like a great summer read. Gail, thank you so much for joining us. You can pick up Voices Carry Here, supernatural stories of ghosts, mystery, and other suspense. You can get it online and at bookstores or go to gailgalata.com.